Jay, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning? It's already close to noon now, Autumn. Are you only just waking up right now? I guess you really are taking things easy at your mom and dad's house now, huh?
I did wake up a little earlier than this, but because you were you, I assumed you were still sleeping. That's why I waited to text you for a little bit.
Oh, so that's what's up. Well, today was a day off for me, and so I was able to sleep in until 10 a.m.
I knew it. Seems like you're relaxing even more than me. You're not causing your mom any problems, right?
I'm not doing a thing to make them upset with me.
Well, that's good to hear at least. How is May doing? Even though I'm not around, she's not lonely, right?
I think right now she's doing pretty good. And if she is lonely right now, she hasn't cried or done anything about it.
I guess she'd finally be able to handle herself when I'm not around then. She's finally going to act like an older sister.
Well, she's gonna have a little brother here soon, so maybe she's realized she needs to grow up a little bit for him. I bet she feels the need to become an older sister coming on.
That's probably right. Even before I had left back to my parents' house, she seemed a lot more mature. And since she looked fine to me, I was able to be worry-free when I left. However, I'm sure she's still lonely.
How are things with you? You seem to be in a pretty big rush to get home and everything, but are things finally settling down for you now?
Well, that's because I had to prepare all my things so that I could stay here before having the baby. And so before the day I left, I was running all over getting clothes and cosmetic care stuff together for myself. But since I've gotten here, I've been able to take things really easy.
We even got all our things handled so that May and I could go to my folks' place. Thank you for doing so much that while having that baby in your belly weighing you down.
Don't worry about it. I'm thankful that you were able to go back to your parents' house while I'm here. I was a little worried about leaving you two in our house all alone.
But I'm sure I could have handled things in our house all by myself. Although having to work a full-time job and do the chores and care for May would have been a handful. Being back with my mom and dad now makes things a whole lot more relaxing, and he does all the chores for me.
That's right, and that's why I'm thankful for them. Coming back to my parents has made things more relaxing for me as well. I'm sure anyone would say the same thing about that. Make sure to tell your parents that I'm thankful for what they're doing.
You don't have to thank them for this. As long as letting us stay involves her granddaughter, they're happy to have us here. And even better, this is all in preparation for their soon-to-come grandson. So right now, they're excited having us here.
And that's wonderful to think of. It's because of all you guys helping me that I'll be able to do my best with the birth.
And I'll make sure to keep doing my best with anything I can do. But compared to how hard you're putting in work for this, my effort is nothing.
That's not true at all. You're doing a lot for me by looking after May. I think having to bring her to my parents' house with me during all this would have stressed her and myself out.
And so, I'll make sure that while we're both at my folks' house, we have lots of fun. I'm also really looking forward to seeing my new son.
And I can't wait to bring our baby son back to the house.
I will say that I'm happy that May is doing so well right now, but I just hope as we get closer to the delivery date, she doesn't start to whine about missing you.
Well, if that happens, you can have her call me on your phone and we can talk a little. And that's kind of the reason I got her a smartphone, so that she can call me when she gets lonely. So maybe try to get her to call me on her phone.
She seems to be very happy that you got that for her. She's always going around now with it, taking pictures and videos of everything she finds interesting. And she's always telling me that when she sees you next, she wants to show you everything.
I'm happy to hear that. I'll make sure that after giving birth to her little brother, she takes lots of pictures of all of us.
She really will become a cameraman one day. Well, we're getting close to having lunch here. You can contact me whenever you want, or maybe just take some time to relax and not worry about us here.
Okay, thank you.
Autumn, what am I gonna do? There's a real problem over here. I can't seem to find May anywhere.
Huh? You haven't seen her anywhere around your parents' house? Are you sure you searched hard enough?
When I took my eyes off her for 1 second, she was just gone. I looked all throughout the house for her, but she was nowhere to be found. I looked in both bathrooms and the bedrooms, the basement, the garage, the dining room, and the living room, and her shoes aren't at the front door anymore either. I think she's gone outside somewhere. And so right now, we're all outside going around the yard and the neighborhood looking for her.
Did she leave the house at all just to play?
But if she did, she'd never just leave the house without telling one of us here.
Is there a park nearby that she could be at? Maybe she was just bored and left to go there and play without telling you all.
I thought that as well, and so I went to the closest park that we're usually at, and she was not there. No kids were. And I went to the local supermarket, and she wasn't there. And to the school's playground here.
And her smartphone is gone as well?
Yeah. I tried to text her, but she hasn't even read the message.
You should be able to use the GPS and see where her phone is right now, right? We downloaded an app like that onto her phone and ours. Did you take a look at that?
I took a look at that, and it says that her phone's GPS is turned off. I'm not sure if she was able to turn it off herself or not. Or maybe someone has gone and done it for her.
This doesn't mean that there's seriously something like an accident going on right now, right? Nobody kidnapped her, right?
I don't know. But my parents' neighborhood has always been really safe. And there's never been issues with kidnappings or anything. And everyone in the town knows everyone, so they'd know if someone was up to something like that. There's even a neighborhood watch always looking out for people that might do that.
So then it's probably not likely that somebody took her. I wonder where she ran off to.
The river that runs near my parents' house has been flowing really fast due to yesterday's big rain. If she happened to go in there and lose her footing, maybe she got swept away. I don't want to imagine something like that, but...
We've told her plenty of times to never go near bodies of water without a parent around her. So she shouldn't have done anything like that. But what should we do right now?
Her backpack is also gone, and I couldn't find it in the house. If she planned to go out to play somewhere around here, she wouldn't have taken that with her, right? Maybe she had plans to go somewhere specific for something. It's a bit far, but there is a bus stop in town.
You're talking about that long-distance bus stop? It'd take an adult at least 15 minutes to get over there from your parents' house.
So in her case, around 30 minutes or so?
I really wonder where she'd be going.
Maybe she's gonna try and visit you. She never seemed to be that lonely to me, but I'm sure deep down she really wanted to see you. Perhaps her feelings of loneliness just took over her, and she made this move out of desperation?
I wonder if an elementary schooler would really go and do that, though. She doesn't even know how to get here, right?
Yeah, I'm sure if we called and asked the transportation office, they could tell us if they've seen someone like her. Maybe ask those that use the bus system a lot. I don't want to think that she could do that. But there's no saying what she could have done, right? It's not impossible that she got onto a bus thinking she'd make it to you.
Now that I think of it, they had a special class on public transportation and things like that a month ago. And they learned that as long as you have $1, you can use the buses here to get pretty much anywhere. So she might be on one.
Does she even carry money on herself, though?
She might have the child pass the school created for them during that class.
Did they put money on them?
I think with those cards, kids 10 and under ride for free. And when it comes to any money on her, I gave her $15 to spend while I'm at my parents'. I was hoping she'd use that money on candy and toys.
Well, with that, she might have been able to take that bus. Do you think that you can try giving her a call to see if she answers? Maybe if she sees a call or a text from you, she'll answer.
Alright. But if she doesn't reply, what should we do? I think that it'd be best to tell the police about this and see if they can do a larger search for her.
That's a good option. I'll start by going to the bus station right now and then to the main office to ask them about her. I'm sure someone there might have seen her. Or perhaps they can start asking the bus drivers.
Alright. Please, Jay. May, where are you? When you see this message, please reply to me immediately. Mom, what's wrong? May, are you okay? You're not hurt, right? No, I'm okay, Mom. Thank God. I heard from your dad that you had ran off, so where are you right now? Everyone is worried about you very much right now. Everyone is still going around looking for you. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm coming to see you. I knew that could be the case. But you can't just do that alone. You just left the house without saying anything to your dad or grandparents. Your dad is really, really worried about you. I'm sorry for leaving him without saying anything first. But don't tell Dad that I'm coming to you. If he finds me, I'll be in a lot of trouble. Why, though? I have to tell your dad soon. I don't want to go back to that house. Being over there is dangerous and scary. What do you mean? Can and I run away from him? Being with him is not good. What are you talking about, May? There's nothing dangerous or scary about being with your dad. He's our family, right? And we're safe with one another, right? I heard them. About what Dad and them were talking about. Grammy and Grampy are scary bad people as well. What did you hear them say?
I want to come to you, Mom. I don't like Dad anymore.
Okay, can you calm down first? Where are you right now, May? Do you know where you're at right now?
I am on the bus.
Did you go on that bus all by yourself? That's pretty amazing if you did.
When I got to the station, an older girl told me how to ride the bus.
I see.
What should I do now, though?
Just stay on the bus until the last stop and get off there. Once you get off of it, stay at the bus stop and call me, please.
Okay.
And tell the bus driver that you lost your mom so that he'll stay by you. He might even take you to the police station with you, and that's okay. I'll make sure to meet you there and take you back with me. And while you're on that bus, make sure to stay by other women, okay? I don't want you sitting alone.
Why not?
Because it's not safe for you to be on your own in a bus.
Will Dad come too?
No, he'll stay away. I'll let him know that I found you, but I'll make sure that he doesn't come to us, okay? Your grandparents and I will come and get you. But please, tell me what's wrong when we get home, okay?
Okay. I want to see you now, Mom.
And I want to see you now as well, May. I'm glad that I was able to talk to you. I'll be coming that way right now to get you.
May, I heard about you from Mom. You ended up riding that bus all by yourself, huh? You can't be doing things like that anymore, okay? We've all been really worried about you.
Okay.
I'm also a little mad at you. Had to run around for a long time looking for you. What is with that attitude, Missy? You're not even sad that you did that to me? Apologize to me right now.
Why do I have to apologize to you, Dad?
You're asking me why? Because you wasted a lot of my time and energy. And both Grammy and Grampy had to go around looking for you all day with me.
You're lying. Because I know that you guys don't care about me.
What are you saying, May? Why would we not care about you?
I know that you don't love me or Mom anymore. The only reason you want to still live with us is because of the baby, right?
Why are you starting to tell me all that nonsense now? You said that right now, May!
You're not my dad anymore. I don't have a dad anymore.
Excuse me?
Mom even said that. She said that she doesn't need Dad anymore.
What? Mom said that too? What do you mean by that, May? What's happened to May? Is she having a panic attack or something?
It appears that May might have noticed and heard something that happened between you and your parents there. And because of that, she no longer trusts you as her dad anymore.
What the heck are you talking about?
She happened to see you talking with your parents about what would happen after this. You plan to leave me and May behind right after I've had our son, right? That's the plan you all had made.
Huh? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Why would I ever want to throw you guys away, even? What was her reason for me wanting to do that to the two of you in the first place?
You only see our son as being worthy of being a part of your family. And it seems you three had talked about how after I've given birth to him, you have no more use for May and I. And what's even scarier is that she heard you guys saying you would hurt us before the divorce, and then get the insurance money before leaving us both behind. And you guys even went over how you were going to hurt May, right? Throwing her down the stairs or having her get hit by a car.
And that's what May has been telling you?
She has. And that's why she felt in danger there and ran away to come find me. She even told me she didn't want to be near you anymore.
We never talked about anything like that, though, Autumn.
So you're saying that May is lying to me about all of that?
I'm not sure what's gotten into her, but I think there may have been a misunderstanding somewhere. She's a little girl, after all, right? You can't just start believing whatever's going on in her imagination.
Well, I think I'm going to keep believing in what she's told me.
Why would you do that? You don't even have any proof of me saying such things.
Oh, I do have proof, Jay.
What?
When you guys were talking all about what would happen next with us, May took a video of all of it. The volume is a bit hard to hear, but when I turn it up all the way, I can hear all of you clearly. About how we'd become useless to your family. About how you planned to get the two of us injured.
That can't be right.
What can't be right, Jay? You said it very clearly to both of your parents. Something about how you would be able to marry a Jane afterwards. Isn't Jane that one girl you grew up with when you were younger?
She is.
So, can you please explain to me what all of this is then? I already learned a lot of it, but I'd like to hear from you and what you had planned and why.
I've been dating Jane this whole time. And we've been planning to get married to one another.
Why didn't you marry her before me?
Because she isn't able to get pregnant. She's infertile.
Well, what does it matter that you can make babies or not?
Because my parents would not forgive me for that. My family has had their brewery going for over 150 years now, and they plan to keep it going forever. And they want to make sure I have a kid that can take over the company when we're gone. And so they said that only let me marry a woman that could give us kids to pass said company on to. If not, they'd kick me out of the family and I wouldn't get anything from them.
So this is all about keeping the family line going. So? Why did things come to this?
Because even though we've been together this long, I still always wanted to be married to Jane. So the plan was to have kids with another woman, you, and afterwards go back to marrying her.
And so you're just using me. You only wanted to be with me so that you could get yourself a son? And then after that happened, you just throw us both away?
If the first child had been a boy, then I would have divorced you then.
You're the worst, Jay. And another thing, you planned to hurt May and I physically. Just so you could get our insurance money and run.
Actually, that was my parents' plan for the two of you. Right now, things with the brewery are a bit rough, and so they need more money to maintain it longer.
What kind of bullcrap reasoning is that? You say it like it wasn't your idea, yet you never said no to them about that one, right?
I cannot say no to my parents. I have to do it so that they'll let me be married to Jane, or else I'll never be allowed to go back to her.
And so to be back together with someone you grew up with, you'd be fine harming a little girl and her mother? That's completely screwed up, Jay. I'm not letting you have my son. I'm going to divorce you, and then I'm taking them both with me.
I won't be letting you do that. He's my baby boy!
Do you actually think you're responsible enough to have him in your care? I'm not going to let either of my children end up being used as tools so that you and your parents can live easy.
If you think you're gonna take my boy from me, then I'll get a lawyer and take you to court. Is that what you want from this?
Do whatever you'd like, Jay. I'll make sure that I have a good offense that'll bring you guys down. And along with that, I'm going to make sure that Jane woman pays me as well for this.
Huh? Like Jane has nothing to do with all this!
But what you just told me a little bit ago is that you have been dating her this whole time while you and I have been together. You not only cheated on me, but threatened to harm my baby girl. I'm sure you won't only be losing the rights to your kids, but you'll also have to deal with the repercussions of cheating on me. Get ready for the day I come for you, Jay.
Just shut up and hand me my son when he's here. I just want to marry the person I actually love.
And I want to live with the children I actually love, Jay. So you can go ahead and keep thinking about yourself, but I'll be throwing you out of my family. And so you'll never be getting my son. And you go run off to that woman, but you never lay another finger on my family. Both of them don't need to be involved in something as disgusting as your family's ideas.
Wait a second, Autumn! If I don't get my son, then I won't be able to marry her! I've come all this way from marrying a woman I don't love to having to raise a girl for her. And now all my patience is gonna be for nothing!
Well, that's not going to be a problem I have to face. It's your fault, after all, for letting this happen to yourself. Well, I'm done talking with you. If you have anything else to say to me, leave it for when my lawyer is around. And I want you to tell my lawyer the same thing you told me. About why you want my son so badly. Maybe if he's stupid enough, he'll even buy that reasoning. But other than that, I don't want you saying anything else to us.
Please! If you want money, I can get you a lot of that! Please, just come to me and let's discuss everything. Please, Autumn!
I'm at the point where I'm going to have a baby. And I'm not going to let you touch the baby boy that comes from me, because you only want him as a tool. Just the same way you wanted me. I'll make sure to fight until my last breath to protect my kids from you. I will not let you hurt my daughter, and I will not let you use my son. If you want to marry Jane that badly, then maybe give as much effort as I have being married to you. After that, the divorce I planned to have with my husband was taken to court and was halted as we fought one another. But because of all the evidence I brought in later, and with the texts I showed the judge from the last conversation, it was ruled that he was no longer allowed anywhere close to my children, as he only wanted them for money purposes. Along with that, there was also the part about how he had been cheating on me forever with Jane. And so I was able to get huge settlements from both Jay and Jane. Even though the plan that Jay and his parents set up had failed, he still went to them saying he'd marry Jane. But due to the faith his parents had in their legacy, they continued to harass him and Jane, and one day she had enough and vanished from his side before they could ever get married. And because of what they did to his true love, he held a massive grudge against them. And to this day, they have never been able to meet without getting into fights. And a little time after that, the brewery that his parents owned fell apart and was closed for good. They had tried so hard to plan for a way to use my daughter and my health as a way of gaining more money to save that place, but after we got away with no harm, there was no insurance money they could use. I have no hard feelings about what had happened in the end. It just turns out that they weren't my family after all, and never wanted to keep myself or my children safe. I'm just happy that I was able to find out about this before I had my son. Currently, I'm back at my parents' house still, and have both my kids here with me. Both my parents were told about this story and stood by me to make sure that I made it out okay with both of my babies. And being in a big home with them has made my life so much more beautiful, as unlike Jay's family, they show my kids that they love and care for them. I also love to think about how May was able to save this family from a horrible future with Jay, and that is very older sister-like of her. And so, for the rest of my life, I'll make sure she knows that she's a true hero. I'm just so grateful that I can live with my family today and not be in any danger of ever running into Jay again. After all, unlike Jay and his parents, we're all held together by something called love, and it's too strong to be broken. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.